And hello, everyone. How are you doing today, Bonnie? Sorry, we had some issues. We're having some issues with the software, so hopefully they get better. Great to see everyone here. Thank you on a Sunday. I'm here in Michigan, and if you are watching on Substack, hello. You're watching on Locals, hello. You're watching on X, hello. You're watching on Rumble, hello. We are broadcasting lots of different places, but I just thank you, everyone, for being here. I really appreciate it. And if you are able to become a paid subscriber, I would like you to do so. You can do so by there should be a button somewhere where you're watching right now, and you can support my mission of independent journalism. So, Scott, Bob, Sissy, hopefully all of you can see me. I did get a haircut. Jordan, yes, I got a haircut. My hair was really long last night. My wife did cut my hair. My wife is a licensed cosmetologist, and fortunately, I'm able to get some good haircuts from her. So, thank you everyone for watching. So, we want to start tonight with some breaking news that you probably already know about. Former President Joe Biden um, diagnosed with prostate cancer. Now, I want to ask you several questions about this. I think most of the people are really sad. Not maybe not sad, but not happy that I would hope they're not happy that this happened. But take a look at the screen right here. This is the screen. This is a statement that was given out by President Biden and his team, former President Biden. He said President Biden was seen for a new finding of prostate nodule after experiencing increasing urinary symptoms. On Friday, he was diagnosed with prostate cancer characterized by a Gleason score of 9, grade group 5, with metastasis to the bone. While this represents a more aggressive form of the disease, the cancer appears to be hormone sensitive, which allows for effective management. The president and his family are reviewing treatment options with his physician. So that came out this afternoon. President Biden, former President Biden, has prostate cancer, and it looks like it could be pretty advanced, actually. So I want to know what all of you are thinking about that. I went on social media on X, and I went on X and other places, and I said that my prayers go out to him and his family. And there were many people who were going off on me, saying that he is an evil, evil person. And I just want to say I want to be a human being when it comes to that. And if the same thing were to happen to Donald Trump, I would hope people, whether you like him or not, would give a prayer out to him. But we know how people are in this day and age. And Jeff on Locals is saying no comment, and that's absolutely fine. No comment either way. Now, if this would have happened to Hitler or something, I would not care. There are certain people in the world that I do not care if this happened to. People who are utterly evil, people who kill children, or people who um, do a lot of really bad things. And I know a lot of you could say, well, maybe Biden did a lot of bad things. But my point is, I think we need to err on the side of being human and just try to be the example of, you know, prayers to him. But there's still questions that need to be, um, there's questions that need to be answered. Like, is this just, did we just find out about this now? Or did he really find out about it months ago? Did they cover this up? Because one thing is true. Thank you, Rose. One thing is true. I don't believe you can trust what Biden or the Biden administration is saying. They've proven that they've lied before. Me saying that my prayers are with him, absolutely. But are we getting the whole truth? We don't know. And what happened? Was he diagnosed while he was president? Did they not tell us? There was an incident with Biden in Las Vegas. What was that all about? There's still a lot of things that are happening. But the thing now is, yeah, transparency. Leanne says, why do we need to know this private health issue? Well, he's not the president anymore. So it is a private family health issue. He is no longer the president of the United States. Donald Trump is the president of the United States. Donald Trump has actually given his his prayers, and he issued a statement today, Donald Trump and Melania, where they say, they wish the best for Biden and his family, and that's what we're going to say at that point. But the reason I wanted to ask all of you more about this was just because some of the hate I was getting online from people who were upset with me. Um, talking to me about this. AMV says when he was obviously suffering from dementia for years, the media kept quiet. Now they feel the need to tell us specifics about his prostate cancer. I don't trust the fake news. AMV, I'm with you. I believe the media covered up exactly what was going on in the White House. And if you're watching on X right now, make sure you're following me. If you're not following me yet, please do so. If you're watching on Substack and on Locals, thank you for being here. And if you're watching on YouTube, thank you, all of you, for being here on YouTube. I really appreciate it. So, yeah, I think sorry for him. Jordan says people suck. Let people hate and run their mouths. They'll get what's coming. Jordan, there you go. Jordan also said this is why only a doctor should stick a finger up your butt if you're over 40. That was Jordan on Locals, everybody. And that is why I am on Locals and Substack and X, because there's a lot of platforms that we couldn't say the stuff that we say, and I'm not saying it. That's why you are, and I'm reading some of your comments. So there is no censorship here on Locals or Substack. That's my main platforms where I am broadcasting on Locals and Substack. Thank you, everyone, for being here. I really appreciate it. We are going to be getting into an issue in Michigan that is also an issue across the United States. And should there be chickens allowed in people's backyards? This is an issue that has people on different sides of the aisle, and it really doesn't matter how political you are. And there's other states handle this differently, but there's a family that moved to Michigan from New Jersey. They wanted to have chickens in their backyard, and they moved they moved to a community in Michigan, a very rural area. And when they moved there, they found all their neighbors had chickens. The neighbors have chickens, so they thought it would be fine to have chickens in the house. Lady is Shy says you cannot have chickens there. I believe you are in Owasso, right? Rose, they free roam your neighborhood. Well, that's the thing. The state of Michigan specifically does not have any laws on chickens. Jordan says chickens provide more of a family than a dog. Why not allow a food source in the backyard? If you're watching on Substack, share this video right now with your friends. If you're on Locals, share this video out. And let me know what you're thinking in the comments, and I'll read your comment. If you're on Substack right now, read the comment, read your comment, and I'll read it. I can't either, lady. I live in an apartment, says Sissy. Hey, Sissy, I hope you're okay. I know Missouri got some bad weather, tornadoes. I think St. Louis got hit. I hope you're okay. I know we have people watching from all over the country right now. Well, here I am in Michigan, and there is an issue over chickens in the backyards. The Michigan Republicans have instituted legislation, or a proposed legislation, that would allow for chickens in people's backyards statewide. Courtney says, I wish we could have chickens in my backyard. I have an over in Acer, can't have backyard chickens because I'm barely in the city. Jordan, you had an MRI. Jordan, that's what I think I have on my neck, Jordan. I think I have a degenerative in my neck. So a new perspective has joined. Thank you. Robert joined on Substack. Thank you for being here. I really appreciate it. Oh, Sissy, I did not know that. Prayers to you. It's gotten colder here in Michigan. So, a big thing is that some people say they're okay with having chickens in their backyard, but not roosters. They don't want roosters to be waking you up at 6 o'clock in the morning. So, some communities ban roosters. But in Michigan, it's really weird because the city of Detroit, a city of, I don't know, like 600,000 people, they allow chickens in the backyard. City of Detroit, they allow chickens. I believe they allow chickens. Sam Robinson, thank you for joining us. Really appreciate it. Sam is someone all of you need to follow. If you're watching on Substack right now, you need to go ahead and subscribe to Sam Robinson. He is working his behind off in the city of Detroit to cover the news in Detroit. I may not agree with him at times politically, but he is a darn good journalist working his behind off to cover the city of Detroit. And once again, the city of Detroit allows backyard chickens, but there's other cities in Michigan that don't. Cities that are very rural. Um, I interviewed a woman, and you're going to hear from her in just a little bit. Interviewed a woman who lives in, I believe it is not Elkona, yeah, up north, Elkona County, Aranac County. She lives in Aranac County, and they do not allow chickens, backyard chickens there in her little community. And she said that's ridiculous. She said that the state of Michigan needs to change the rules in order to allow chickens statewide. And that's something that the Republicans in Michigan in the House they are considering. They have brought forth legislation where they are possibly going to allow chickens statewide with certain rules. I talked to her just a short time ago about this chicken story, and I want you to hear what she has to say and why she says that Michigan needs to allow chickens in backyards. Take a listen to this and see if you agree with her. Hello, everybody. How you doing? So we're talking about chickens. This is a story I've been doing before. I talked to a family in Midland, Michigan, and they moved here to Michigan from Arizona because they thought they could have chickens. Turned out everything changed. I'm talking to Pam and Joe. Joe's off to the side, but Pam loves being on camera. So what's going on? And tell people where you're at and what's happening with the chickens.
Yep, we are here in the village of Sterling, just outside of Standish, Michigan. We bought our property 2.5 years ago. We made sure that we did not have an HOA or anything else, so we can do what we want with our property. We have about 0.66 acres here. The neighbor to my right had chickens when we first moved in. I've been talking to him. He's had them for about almost 2 years before the village council came to him and told him they had to get rid of his chickens.
Wait, so when they came to him, sorry to interrupt. So
Go ahead.
he had chickens. They came to him and said they needed to get rid of them. Why? Did they pass an ordinance or something?
Supposedly, the village has an ordinance. Nobody here is supposed to have chickens, but he was okay. Nobody bothered him. They bothered him when he got his roosters.
Roosters. Okay. So you
He
moved.
hatched eggs, and a couple of them were roosters.
Okay. When did you move there?
2.5 years ago, December of 2022.
Okay. When did they get rid of his roost? His.
His chickens, they got rid of, I want to say April, May of 2023.
Okay. So when you moved there, there any issues with chickens or?
No issues with his chickens. He free ranged his chickens. One day we went to a village meeting because there are the second Tuesday of every month.
Okay.
So, us being new to the area, because we're originally from New Jersey.
Oh,
In New
okay.
Jersey, you need a permit for everything.
So you know all about permits.
Yes. So we said, okay. I spotted when I came to look at this property, we spotted the chickens next door. So we're like, good, we can have chickens.
Yeah.
So we went to the township meeting and asked them what the deal is with chickens. And we want to do a chicken run. They're going to be enclosed in the run. Do we need the permits for the chicken coop because we're going to need power?
Yeah.
We're gonna run water to it. So what is? And they looked at us and said, "You're not supposed to have chickens."
Uh,
I said, "What?" They said, "No chickens here in the village." I said, "But there's other people." They're like, "Yes, we're aware of them." And then after further investigation, the president of the committee has chickens.
um. And I'm New Jersey, I don't know where in New Jersey, but I grew up in Metro Detroit where the houses are like right on top of one another. Out where you live right there, you have land, there's space, right?
Oh, we have 4 lots here.
Yeah, technically, if you're going by city lots, we have 4 city lots here.
Okay. So it's not like there's neighbors like right next to your window or something.
No.
Absolutely not. I can
Okay.
pan out if you want. I can switch the camera
Yeah,
around and you can see my property.
if it'll let you. I don't know if it'll let you with this, or just turn it around maybe, or you can walk around it
Let's
maybe.
see.
Yeah, or walk around and show me. Oh yeah, wow. Okay, so even with what I just saw there,
Here's
oh
my
yeah,
house.
you got some space there.
We're burning right now.
Okay,
My house is there.
You're
yeah,
all the way to the street.
Now I'm going to walk into the front of my house.
okay, and that's all your land back there.
This is all my land.
Okay,
Here's the neighbor behind me
yeah,
that had the chickens.
okay. And
Now I go all the way to his fence.
oh, oh wait, is that your house right there?
This green one is my house. Yes.
Okay, wow. Okay. Oh, and that's your
Here is
garage. That's your garage.
my garage,
Oh, okay.
and then I go all the way to the light pole back there.
Okay. Okay, so you got it's not like New York or where the houses are right on
No,
top of each other. Okay.
no.
Go
I have the property.
okay, go back to where you were cuz the cell phone's getting a little bad there.
Okay.
But that's good to see. So so you moved there. You had already bought the house and you were moved in, and then they took at the meeting, that's when you find out you weren't supposed to have them?
Yeah, we found out before we purchased everything. We were in the process of getting the coop from from Carolina Coops, and then they said, "Nope, you're not allowed to have chickens in the village." I
Wow.
said, "But there's people in the village with chickens." Yes, I know. You're not supposed to have them though.
So did they get rid of does no one have chickens now in the town?
Oh no, the president still has his chickens. Two houses off the corner of the street up here has chickens. The guy across the road has pigs, chickens, and cows, and their property is all smaller than ours.
Okay. In the state of Michigan, the Republicans in the House just proposed having chickens like allowed statewide. I'm
Yes,
assuming you would support that.
absolutely. When we had brought up about the chickens, they had said they will look into it to see what they can do.
Can
So
they pass?
2 months ago, me and my husband looked at each other and said, "It's been 2 years. We haven't heard anything on the chickens.
Wow.
Let's go to the town meeting to see what's going on with these chickens."
Yeah.
The president said to us, "I have no idea what's going on with the chickens. We haven't heard anything." And then one of the other council people said, "Oh, that's sitting on our lawyer's desk for the last 2.5 years when you came in about the chickens."
Can they
I said,
can't they do
two and a half
can't they
years?
do an ordinance? Can't they do a brand new ordinance and allow chickens?
That's what it's supposedly sitting on the lawyer's desk for the last 2.5 years for.
But they're only allowing 6.
Okay.
Which we said we're fine with 6, but it shouldn't take 2.5 years to sit on a lawyer's desk for the
Well,
village of Sterling that only has like 596
yeah.
Residents.
residents.
Welcome to Michigan. Um, so yeah, the lawmakers are saying that it's kind of ridiculous. The ones who want it that they should allow chickens throughout the entire state. I mean, they're going to have rules and regulations and all that kind of stuff. But they're saying like the city of Detroit allows people to have chickens. If
Exactly.
if the city of Detroit allows it, why can't an area like where you are allow it?
We're surrounded by farmland.
Yeah, that's the thing. And in Detroit, there's not a lot of farmland in the city of Detroit.
No, up the street at the top here on School Road is a farm. He's got a bunch of cattle and everything else.
He's got dairy cows.
And then over here on the corner on 76, he's got cows and everything else. When the wind blows just right, you smell the manure. So we're in a rural farming community.
Okay, so it sounds like basically, it sounds like the town, the community would probably they support this. I would.
Absolutely. I've been talking to my neighbors, even the guy that had the chickens. He keeps asking me, any word on the chickens yet? I want to get my chickens back. I'm still waiting.
Wow. So it would be great then if they did that, and the state of Michigan allows chickens. And this is not a political thing because Democrats, Republicans, everyone has some. It doesn't matter who you are politically. People have chickens, right?
Yes.
Well, that bill got put in, and it's sitting on a desk. What
Yep.
is it?
In the agriculture, we've been keeping track of that bill since you posted it.
Yeah, and that's well, the governor's office still controls all of that. The Governor Whitmer. So
Yes.
If Governor Whitmer was watching this, what or someone in the agriculture department, what would you say to him?
We need this bill. There's other people besides myself throughout the whole state of Michigan that would love to have chickens, whether it's for eggs, whether it's meat birds to feed their family. We're here in Michigan, we're known as a farming community.
Yeah. Um, and then I ask why. Do you want them? I mean, I know a lot of people where I am in Saginaw County, they offer us eggs and so forth. What are the advantages of having chickens for those who don't know?
For having chickens, you don't have to worry about the skyrocketing cost of eggs.
Yeah.
If you do meat birds, you do not have to worry about the chicken price fluctuating because meat birds are 8 weeks.
Oh wow, okay. So yeah, and you moved from New Jersey and you said do they allow chickens in New Jersey?
Yes,
Like every community had different rules?
every community had different rules,
But
no matter the size of your property.
at least they made the rules. You knew what they were. You move here to Michigan, and it's like a free for all. It seems like.
Yes,
Well,
Okay.
we went from having to pay permits to do stuff to not having to pay permits, but now we're getting all kinds of rules that we can't do. And
Yeah.
I understand there are some things that you can't do in certain areas. I understand, but we're a farming community. How come I can't have chickens?
Yeah, I think that's the big issue, and that's why the lawmakers brought it up because if you're allowing chickens in Detroit, and Detroit is very it's a big city, but you're in the
yes,
middle of Aranac County. It just doesn't. So more and more people are talking about this. I got a lot of people that see my stuff. So some lawmakers I know will see this. Do you urge them again to bring this up again and ask the Department of Agriculture what's going on with that bill?
yes, because like I said, I've been keeping track of it. I've also called Congress Decina's office.
Okay.
I am familiar with the secretary that answers the calls and gives the call back. And they said there are so many people that are waiting on this bill to pass.
Yeah, and is it true? Like I have someone who I know has chickens. They give me eggs, and you're actually because sometimes they get more eggs than you can have, and they give it to friends or neighbors, or it's really helping the community, kind of like back in the day, right?
Well, certain chickens will lay anywhere up to 300 eggs in the course of a year.
Wow, wow,
Yes.
wow. Is it a
So
lot?
if you pick your breeds right, you can produce a lot of eggs in
Oh,
even just a small flock.
wow, is it a lot to take care of? Do you have? I don't want to say if you have fun doing it, but do you enjoy doing it?
Well, as of right now, I'm actually I'm not working anymore. I got put on disability, uh, so that would actually give me something to do.
Okay, wow.
But yeah, depending upon your chicken breeds and everything else, you get very docile chickens. And you can go out with them, you can sit with them, you can play with them, you can hold them.
Some chickens will even follow you around the yard like they were dogs.
Kind of like you're kind of like a pet.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Wow.
And then you got to realize too, if you're getting chicks, you're getting them at a couple days old. So you have to raise them
You're basically their mother and father, and that's how
Okay.
they see you for the rest of their life.
Okay. Okay. Well, I wanted to have you on because there's more people like you. A lot of people, you're not alone. A lot of people dealing with what you're doing. So the word needs to get out there.
Yes.
And as a journalist, I used to be a reporter at a TV station, and I try not to give my opinion, but this is my opinion. You're in a very rural area, and I don't see why if Detroit can have it, why can't you?
That's what we've been saying. Look at everybody else around us. Standish can have chickens, and they're the next town over.
Yeah,
Two
I,
miles
I
down the road, 3 miles down the road.
Why
yeah, it's
can't we here in the rural farming community have chickens?
exactly. Okay. Well, let me keep me updated. I will let you know if I hear anything. Now, hopefully, if this helps, if you hear something, give me a message, text me, let me know.
Definitely will.
Hello, everybody. How you doing? So we're talking about chickens. This is a story I've been doing before. I talked to a family in Midland, Michigan, and they moved here to Michigan from Arizona because they thought they could have chickens. Turned out everything changed. I'm talking to Pam and Joe. Joe's off to the side, but sorry about that. The interview replayed. I apologize, everyone. We're having some issues there. So yeah, what do you think about that? There is some legislation that is pending in the Michigan House. We don't know if that's going to go through or not. Yeah, my software is having issues. I apologize, everyone. I apologize for that. We're working on it. We're working on it. We're getting the bugs fixed out of all of this. So, for those of you watching on Substack, there's a guy named Sam Robinson commenting. Go ahead and follow him. He is an independent journalist on Substack, covers Detroit, and he actually gave us some information. He says it was in November after egg prices skyrocketed. Council members in Detroit said they're concerned with the price of eggs. There's a council member who owns chickens and spoke about his experience. Residents can keep 8 chickens and ducks and 4 honeybee hives. Urban gardens and farms can keep 12 ducks and chickens and up to 8 beehives, depending on the size. Roosters are not allowed in Detroit. So the big thing is if Detroit can have all of this, if Detroit can have this, why not rural parts of Michigan? So that's why lawmakers in the state of Michigan are now talking about this. Um, Sam Robinson, thanks, Dave. Grew up watching you as a kid. You'll always be an inspiration. Appreciate the support. Absolutely. As I say, Sam Robinson, we may differ politically on certain things, but I try just to give, information when it's I'll tell you when I give my opinion, and I'll tell you when I give you the facts and information. My opinion is I think you should be allowed to have chickens. No roosters, I understand. Lady is shy on local says 8 chickens in the city. Wow, those yards are tiny. Detroit. In Detroit. It depends on the size of the yards. Well, I don't think it does actually. I'm not sure. I'll have to ask Sam. Follow Sam Robinson for more on that. But the point is, if you're living where this woman's living that I just interviewed, she lives in a very rural area. So, in my opinion, there's no reason why they cannot allow roosters in that area. Or not roosters, but chickens. Some people are saying Rose says they should allow roosters as well. Well, it all comes down to I agree with a lot of libertarians. I find myself a lot of different political beliefs, but I think you should be able to do what you want to do on your property as long as you are not hurting anyone else. So some would say that roosters are hurting others. Um, they might wake you up early, but there's also people who mow their grass at 5 o'clock in the morning that I may not like either. So anyway, there's lots of things to talk about. Some other people were commenting in the chat about how about Joe Biden, about someone just Nora says 6 good hens should give you 6 eggs a day. Wow, that'd be a lot. We have chickens in Grand Rapids, says Zachary. Goldenberry, your daughter is in Midland fighting that. Did I interview her before? I may have interviewed her. Sam says definitely, depending. There are some neighborhoods. Okay, Sam Robinson, who covers Detroit, the Detroit news. not the Detroit newspaper, but Detroit News. He is saying it depends. There are some neighborhoods where it's very dense. Lots of property owners on the east side is why this is happening. Look at Detroit on a Google map. The east side is open and free, almost rural. So not all of Detroit is packed together like you might think. Courtney says on locals, I get no roosters in cities like in Midland, but in the very rural areas, roosters aren't that bad. Courtney says, when I lived in Florida, there were roosters in the trailer park and they weren't opposed. Or, yeah, mowing at 9 o'clock at night. I had an issue with that the other day, and I did a poll, and most people thought that it was annoying or rude to mow your grass when it's dark out because I have kids that are trying to sleep to go to school in the morning. Whatever. I'm going to face hate no matter what I say or what I do. 7 a.m. is when I used to mow, but an electric mower, says Lady is Shy. Yeah, I know more and more people are having electric mowers. So that's interesting as well. Well, I really like this discussion. I really appreciate everyone being here. I need to have Sam Robinson on the show. Sam, I think I'm going to bring you on if you're able to at some point and tell me your mission, because you used to work for, I believe, the Detroit News. I used to work for the mainstream media. Sam is younger than myself, but he has launched a great project in Detroit. He is focusing on Detroit, covering Detroit and especially politics that impact Detroit. So I need to reach out to him and have him on the show. Like I said, we disagree politically at times. Yeah, Sam is on X. Sam, what is your X account? Someone's asking me on one of my other platforms here how to follow you. He is on X. Let me get his name or his X account for you. Kathy on YouTube says, problem is townships want to control. I had chickens in Shelby and they forcefully make you get rid of them. Wow, that's crazy. Belinda says, we have owned chickens in our backyard. We are just outside of the city. Our houses are close together. Multiple houses have them here. Belinda, you're in Independence, Oregon. Okay, so they don't let you have them in Independence, Oregon? I thought Oregon was... Oh, no, Oregon does allow you to have chickens. That's good. Okay, for Sam Robinson, everybody, the best way to find him, and I'm going to put a link. I'm going to copy and paste what he just put. For those of you who would like to know more about Sam Robinson, he covers Detroit, and I'm going to have him on the show. I'm going to message him, probably try to have him next week at some point. Detroit1million.com. Detroit1million.com. He covers Detroit. Go to his website. I believe it's Substack. And he's an independent journalist. He is breaking stories left and right. So I encourage you to follow him. But I really appreciate the discussion, everyone, and being on here. And it's people, I believe, like myself, like Sam. Michael says it would go against noise ordinance. If you live close to neighbors, barking dogs are a nuisance. Roosters would be a nuisance. We need to remember common courtesy towards our neighbors. Rose, absolutely. So yeah, that is the thing. It's all about thank you, Lady is Shy. Hey Sam, you're gonna have another follower. Lady is Shy is going to follow you. And that's what I think us independent journalists need to do. Battle together. Like I said, we may disagree on things politically, but when it comes to just flat out news, I think we're all on the same side. Boy, people are going after me on X right now because all I did was offer prayers up to Joe Biden, and some people are going off on me right now. And I think that's wrong because I think as a fellow human being, you should be able to say prayers to someone in a bad situation. So I am who I am. I'm not going to change. I don't wish, you know, if someone is going to like kill children or that sort of thing, then I don't care what happens to him. The guy Sandy Hook, who killed all the kids in that school, if he was still alive and got prostate cancer, I wouldn't care because he's the devil. So anyway, it's tough. I can't make everyone happy, and I'm never going to. But I am who I am. Oh, Zachary, Joe Biden was diagnosed with prostate cancer, and it has metastasized His family is going to decide what to do and how to treat it. But that's the breaking news that is happening right there. So, Belinda, I just put your comment on the screen. Yeah, just say a prayer. I don't think there's anything wrong with saying a prayer for other people. And bone cancer is terribly painful, says Leanne. Yeah, just you know. So anyway, I'm going to let you go, everyone. Thank you so much for watching tonight. I really appreciate it, and I appreciate all the new people who are joining here on Locals and Substack on X and on YouTube. I appreciate you being here. It means a lot to me, and I hope all of you can share this out as well. Share this video out wherever you're watching. Share this out with your friends. If you're watching on X, go ahead and follow me. And if you're watching on Substack and Locals, I hope you can become a paid subscriber. That's how you are going to be able to help independent journalists like myself and like Sam Robinson to continue to push their mission of no narrative, unbiased news. Like I said, I give you my opinion, but I'll also just give you the news and it's happening. Thank you, Scott. Thank you, Sissy. Thank you, everyone, for watching. I hope you have a great week ahead. Remember, every week, thank you, Rose. Every Monday through Friday at 7 a.m., I send out an email, the top 5 stories that the media is ignoring. If you sign up, you will get that email. I will be live again on Thursday, everyone. I'll join you on Thursday. Until then, everyone, have a great week. Stay safe. My prayers go out to all of you, everybody. Amen.